People keep calling me, what did you do to this woman? What did I do to her? And in a threat like that, a bush animal like that thing, want to come and be controlling me. Are you mad? You want to control me? Tell me what to do. A bush animal like you.
Hey guys, Blessing here. So I'm not quite sure if you guys have already heard, but ever since Lolo and ODL Kate vowed to engage each other in a saga, it has resulted in so many dirty secrets being revealed and so many cans of worms being opened. So after my previous video of Kate while Lolo was still on vacation, when Lolo returned from vacation, she threatened to rain fire and brimstone on Kate. She even claimed that she allegedly had a vagina picture of Kate's mom. But if you guys have been watching Lolo for some time now, you'd know that Lolo is typically in the habit of making empty threats just to frighten and intimidate her opponents, because in most cases, she never carries out her threats and promises. Well, Kate on the other hand also stood her ground firmly and surprisingly showed all and sundry that she would not be an easy nut to crack for Lolo. But eventually, Kate decided to back down. She said she was done with engaging Lolo in this saga that would only leave a negative mark on her social media blueprint. And it's all so crazy because when Lolo returned from vacation and got wind of the news that Kate was no longer doing saga with her, Lolo was like, no, you cannot run away now. Even if you run, I am still going to do whatever I promised to do. I am still going to bring out your mom's pictures. It is not going to stop me from releasing her vagina pictures. Is it now you want to run away? You know, she said all these things just to ridicule Kate and make her feel like the weaker vessel, and barely 2 weeks later, this same Lolo has also thrown in the towel and said that she doesn't want to do saga anymore. But what actually led to Lolo entering house, as it is famously said? So Lolo returned from vacation and did a video titled, "Was Lolo Even Friends With?" Well, I'm just going to say, was Lolo even friends with Kate? And I'm adding Kate's name to the title because as you can see here, Kate's picture was on the thumbnail. So in that video, Lolo attempted to prove to her viewers that she and Kate were never friends, but that attempt failed woefully.
So guys, whenever I called Faith or Faith call me, Shakabondo will be shouting like a millipede on the ground. Can I hear? What are people talking about? Put it on speaker. Shakabondo will be there saying she want to hear. That one will put it on speaker. Sometimes I will be hearing her supporting.
So Lolo's only defense to try to prove to her viewers that she was never really friends with Kate was the notion that she never called Kate directly and that she only got to talk to Kate whenever she was on the phone with Faith, who is a mutual friend to both Kate and Lolo. And I'm actually sitting there and thinking, what kind of defense is this one actually? Like, Kate was always added to Lolo's conversation with Faith and Lolo knew it fully well. And Lolo was okay with it. She didn't revolt against it. So what does it really matter if you were calling Kate directly on the phone or if you were talking with her through Faith? I mean, if Kate was not your friend as you were frantically trying to make people believe, then why didn't you end the group calls with her? Why didn't you refuse Faith from adding Kate to your conversation with Faith? And another thing is that we heard Kate's voice in those audio recordings that Kate played. And while you were talking, Kate was also responding and Kate was giving you feedback and you were cool with her being part of the conversation. So why try to twist things now and confuse your viewers into believing that you were not friends with someone that was always on the line when you were talking to your supposed friend? Well, bottom line here is that you lied to the viewers that you never had anything to do with Kate before Kate started to poke you. Lolo told her viewers that the only time she ever talked with Kate on the phone was when she called her to tell her that Kate was hurting her with her videos, and she also said that Kate apologized to her and that she appreciated the manner of approach that Kate exhibited. And Lolo said that that was the only time she ever had any conversation with Kate. After that video, Lolo made other several videos warning Kate to back off, telling Kate that friendship is not by force, but never in those videos did Lolo ever mention that she used to talk with Kate on the phone. So Lolo continued to make people believe that Kate just came out of nowhere and started poking her, whereas Lolo and Kate already had a gossip history together. So that is the deception we are talking about here. We are not talking about whether you called Kate directly or if Kate was added to your conversation with Faith. And it was after Kate played Lolo's voice out that everyone heard Lolo's conversations with Kate involved. That was when people started to realize that Lolo hadn't been completely honest with them. And that was also the point at which Lolo then finally admitted that yes, she used to talk to Kate only through Faith. Then why didn't you ever mention that? Why didn't you ever tell people that, well, we used to talk before, but eventually I found out I don't like her and then we fell apart? Why were you constantly telling people, this woman is just poking me, I have nothing to do with her, she's trying to be my friend, friendship is not by force? Why were you just trying to play that game with your viewers?
She couldn't bear it. Faith talk high of me. Faith love me. She can't stand it. She can't stand it. That Faith love me. She don't know why. She want to talk bad of me. Faith will say, but it's not necessary. What did she do? You need to get to know Lolo. Lolo is not like. He go say, why? Why? Will Faith say that? No, will say, no. But I don't see what she really did wrong to you. Don't talk about her like that.
So here is Lolo explaining why she thinks Kate is on her case. Lolo believes it because Kate cannot stand the fact that Kate's friend of 20 years who goes by the name Faith loves Lolo so much. And according to Lolo's explanation, Faith also tried to convince Kate not to talk badly of Lolo, and Lolo also said that anytime Faith told Kate to get to know Lolo to see she's not bad, Kate would always fire back at Faith, and then Faith would tell Kate that, but I don't really see what Lolo did wrong to you. Now my question is, how did Lolo find out about all these conversations between Faith and Kate? I don't think anyone needs to be Einstein to know that it was Faith who told Lolo about all these things. And of course, it could be that Faith did not tell Lolo in this malicious manner that Lolo is now describing, because I have watched a few videos of Lolo where she would just exaggerate some scenarios out of proportion. Nevertheless, we cannot deny the fact that Faith was passing some essential information to Lolo, which is why Lolo kept hanging on to Faith as a friend. The reason I came to that conclusion is that Lolo is well known for cutting anyone off who is friends with her enemy. Let's quickly take a look at an old video of Lolo in which she reiterated this point.
So the topic is people who make friends with your enemy. My little advice about that is just stay away from them no matter what they say. They mostly say, I cannot make enmity because of you and this and that and that. Please stay away from people like that. People like that, they don't belong to nowhere. All they do is just carry from here to here, carry from here to here. And if you notice them very well, you don't know nothing about them. Those people, make sure you don't go close to them. If you check them very well, you don't know nothing about them. They don't say anything about themselves. That is why they are very free to be friend, even with your worst enemy. They will go and be friend with your enemy, and they call themselves your friend. They don't talk about themselves. They only bring gossip to you. They only bring other people's talk to you.
So is that what Faith has been doing with Lolo? Bringing gossips and stories about Kate to Lolo, because everyone on social media knows that Faith is best friends with Kate. Yet Lolo kept on being friends with Faith as well.
So those people, you have to be careful. For me, stay away from them. They don't want calling friend. No matter how you think you have wisdom, I don't think you should waste it on people like that. You don't need to. Because a friend to my enemy is my enemy. It's an enemy. Don't gamble yourself around them. At the end of the day, you have a sad story to tell.
So here is Lolo preaching that you should stay away from friends like Faith, but Lolo herself is not practicing what she's preaching. And you guys know that I have been talking a lot lately about people who are not consistent in their dealings, just like Melissa, because for me, this is a sign of personality distress, because you cannot be saying one thing to your viewers and then you're doing the complete opposite. Lolo is busy preaching to her viewers to stay away from such friends as Faith, but she herself did not stay away from Faith.
Not only on social media I'm talking about even in our daily life, in our normal life. In our normal life, a friend to an enemy is an enemy. It's a pure enemy.
So, since Faith is best friends with Kate, then why didn't Lolo make Faith her pure enemy? Well, some people believe that Lolo did not cut Faith entirely out of her life because of the benefit that she was receiving from being friends with Faith, for example, material gifts and money. But I think that the reason Lolo kept Faith close to her is because of the vital information Faith was supplying her about Kate. And that is the information that Lolo can actually use against Kate in a battle. Or maybe it's a combination of both reasons. So you guys should go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now let's go back to that Lolo's video titled, Was I Ever Friends with Kate? Although that video carries the face of Kate as the thumbnail, but Lolo suddenly turned the matter on Naomi and Madam Beatrice Okpaika, her former allies.
She continued, after I did that, she still continued doing it. This time, the Wawa was there. As I complained to Faith, as I complained to the Wawa. The Wawa even started sharing. When I start complaining to the Wawa now run and start making friends with her, which I did not even know. I didn't know that the Wawa went and make friends with her. One day she insulted me again. I saw the video. The Wawa share it. I said, the Wawa, I make you popular, and it's not for you to share everything you see on the street now. You don't know that you are popular now. Any video you see on the street of Facebook, you are sharing. How it said the video you shared, didn't you watch it that the lady was insulting me? Oh, she did. I didn't even watch it. Let me go and watch it. Let me call her. I said, don't call her. What do you want to call her for? I don't need it. Leave it. My people, lo and behold, the Wawa went and called her. She called. She did not tell me she called. That was how they established friendship. The Wawa and Shakabondo become friends under my nose, and I did not know. I did not know that the Wawa that claimed to be my friend is now friend with someone who is hurting me on a daily basis.
Okay, so Lolo is explaining how Naomi became friends with Kate, and just in case you guys are a bit lost about what Lolo is talking about, she usually tags her enemies with nicknames, so in this case, she's referring to Naomi as the Wawa while she's referring to Kate as Shakabondo. And based on everything Lolo said in this video, Naomi's only offense is that Naomi went and made friends with Kate, who was constantly hurting her. And that's why I find it imperative to ask if that is enough reason for Lolo to rain such amount of insult on Naomi.
Shakabondo was trying to protect herself. She started recording the Wawa, the almighty hippopotamus, the shameless gossiper of the Island 1. Shameless hippopotamus, the press element. Small Shakabondo, when they go put between your legs, you no go know what I did there. Started recording that big fool. She didn't know. Her mouth was like tiro. And so they threw away. Ima, they leak.
Let's talk about what Lolo is doing right here. So ever since the news broke that Kate secretly recorded Naomi's telephone conversation with her and it became such a big problem within their group, never has Naomi addressed the issue or called Lolo's name at any point in time in any of her videos. But for over a year now, Lolo has been dragging that woman, insulting her at the slightest opportunity. And do you guys know why this is so remarkable? I find it remarkable because Lolo has continually complained that when her friendship with Monica broke down, that she, Lolo, was silent for 8 weeks while Monica kept dragging her in her videos, which is still one of the excuses that Melissa and other people had for coming out to fight for Lolo. But what Lolo is doing to Naomi is even worse than what Monica ever did to Lolo, because at least Lolo spoke up after 8 weeks. But Naomi never said a word for over a year now, and Lolo would not let that woman be. And this makes Lolo such a hypocrite, or maybe Lolo was just being obsessed with Naomi. Now, apart from the fact that Naomi made friends with Kate, which Lolo didn't like, another reason she cut Naomi out of her life was because Naomi was cordial with Mami Chula, who is one of Lolo's former goddaughters.
That time, me and Chula were talking. I don't want Chula, they touch my thing, they touch Chula thing. They say Chula was on a live video. She was greeting Chula. The screenshot was everywhere. Even all those imbecile, those motherless, first class motherless, those ones carry it. They started sharing it. Hey, Lolo friend, don't go do friend with Chula. Hey, it was news. I said, I care less. The one that break the camel back that make me send the Wawa away and said I will never be friend with the Wawa was when I myself was watching her and she started hailing Shakabondo. Now there, I come and die. In back no break, come and die. You see, I was running on YouTube that day. Now so we started to run. Hey, quick. Melissa, oh! Melissa said, where did they go? I said, Melissa, leave me alone. I am going. Now so we I take off.
From this Lolo's explanation, any sane person can tell that Naomi didn't even offend Lolo in the first place. Lolo said she took off from Naomi because Naomi was hailing Kate, and I'm like, how old is this woman actually? I honestly think that Lolo has a distorted idea of what friendship is supposed to be. Lolo is that woman that stamps a label of ownership on anyone she becomes friends with. So if you're friends with Lolo, you cannot be friends with anyone else on social media, how much more someone who is Lolo's enemy. Lolo took off from Naomi for simply being cordial with Kate online, while Lolo continued to be friends with Faith, who was friends with Kate in real life. Faith and Kate saw each other face to face. Faith visited Kate in her home. Faith slept under the same roof with Kate, ate together with Kate, but Lolo didn't run away from Faith. Isn't that ironic?
This lady should stay away from me. The 111. How can you do friend with someone that has been hurting me for so long? And I keep on talking to you about her.
We later got to find out that Lolo was actually lying to her viewers about the real reason she got mad at Naomi. It wasn't simply because Naomi became cordial with Kate. It was because Naomi disagreed with Lolo collecting information from Faith about Kate, but Lolo never mentioned that part of the story to her viewers, and I guess that is also the reason Melissa told Madam Beatrice Okpaika in a secretly recorded telephone conversation that Lolo is manipulative. So let's go ahead and listen to how Lolo managed to drag Beatrice Okpaika into this saga. Just so you know, Lolo refers to Beatrice Okpaika as the Zaga Zaga 1 of UK.
When they beat her mother, she started crying. Organic mother, help me, oh. She started running. That was how she went and contacted the Zaga Zaga 1 of social media. She ran there and went and registered herself. I be picky, oh, I don't come, oh, wanna help me, oh, wanna help me, oh. When Okirio matter happened, it now become our own golden family stuff. You understand? We were all now talking inside with Melissa, what happened, how is like that, Lolo Lego. I said, no, I will not let go. Zaga Zaga 1 of UK called me also. What happened? I called her. I said, see what happened, but I don't want her again. But those motherless, controllers people, they started. They started shooting. Zaga Zaga 1 of UK, he begin they call, oh, and go. That one, that's what it be. You go here. I mean, they do friend with everybody for social media. No. I mean, they do friend with everybody for social media. Even small picky, they born today, go start live video, you go do friend with them. You go do friend with them. Zaga Zaga 1 of UK. Now so, he carry phone. He begin to call this one. Bah! Carry phone. Begin to call this one. Bah!
So while Lolo was doing this video, vibrating and insulting Beatrice Okpaika, little did she know that the whole case would crash down on top of her head and even send her to enter house.
Zaga Zaga was not satisfied. She picked up her phone and she called Bianca. Bianca, come and talk. Oh, Lolo record you. Ah, Zaga Zaga. Zaga Zaga. Your time has come in my hands. You see all this why? How I ignore you. I ignore you all this why. Because I felt like you are looking for my own. But what did I do to you? You want to satisfy some faceless human being? The whole world was watching you. The whole world was watching you, Zaga Zaga. They were watching you. People keep calling me, what did you do to this woman? What did I do to her? And in a threat like that, a bush animal like that thing, want to come and be controlling me. Are you mad? You want to control me? Tell me what to do. A bush animal like you.
Lolo further explained that she and Melissa never had any issues between them.
After that, Melissa and I were just cool. We never quarrel. We never have one-on-one quarrel, me and Melissa. No. Me and Melissa never have one-on-one quarrel.
Lies. We later saw screenshots of Melissa's conversations with Lolo where Melissa was blocking and unblocking Lolo. So if truly Lolo and Melissa were cool together, then why did Melissa keep blocking Lolo? Or was Melissa just doing it for fun? From everything that we've gathered so far, Melissa only spoke with Lolo whenever she wanted to speak with Lolo. Hence the blocking and unblocking.
Zaga will pick her phone, call Melissa. Melissa, they say Lolo, they curse you. Come and talk to Lolo. Come and curse Lolo. I will say, no, but we don't have any personal issues. One day, she called Melissa. Melissa, Lolo, they curse you. They curse everybody. Then that one say, really, let me call Lolo and talk to Lolo. That one dropped phone. She didn't know that she didn't off the phone. She dialed my number. Me and Melissa started talking. Zaga carry phone. Begin to record the conversation. My people. These are evil people in our midst. But they are looking for who they will put it on. Now Lolo be evil. Now Lolo be evil.
This statement Lolo just made is the one that changed the entire game on Facebook. So what Lolo just said here is that Melissa was on the phone with Madam Beatrice Okpaika, and then after their conversation, Melissa allegedly forgot to end the call with Beatrice Okpaika. Then Melissa allegedly called Lolo with another phone, not knowing that Madam Beatrice Okpaika was allegedly still on the other phone, listening to them and secretly recording their conversation. Well, right now I'm saying a lot of allegedly because we now know that all what Lolo said on that day was false. So when Lolo said what she said, the viewers immediately got the impression that Madam Beatrice Okpaika was truly evil to have done that. To have secretly been recording a telephone conversation between Lolo and Melissa. However, we now know that that was a big fat lie. And it was this lie that provoked Madam Beatrice Okpaika and a few other people, which led them to start releasing audio recordings that proved that Madam Beatrice Okpaika was innocent.
It's very simple. Very simple. You know what I want to play? I hate when person say, I just drop. Mommy be on the record. Me see they cry. If I not play this thing to set me free, the BP don't baby.
Before we listen to the audio recording that eventually exonerated Madam Beatrice Okpaika, let's just quickly listen to Lolo as she further explains her false news against Beatrice Okpaika.
Zaga record it! And she had the effort to still call Melissa. Melissa, I was listening to people's conversation. I even record it. That one said, don't do like that. Delete it now. How can you do that? I didn't know that I did not off the phone. A whole grown-up woman like you. After you go say, na my own a day. Na my own a no day. The one where your eye see you. The one where your eye no see you. The one where they send you. The one where they no send you. You go put yourself. After you go say that they beat you. Now, because of Lolo, they give me juju.
What I think happened here is that Melissa must have lied to Lolo about how Beatrice Okpaika got wind of their conversation, which means that Melissa is the actual Zaga of their group, because she could have easily told Lolo, look, I'm sorry, but when that incident happened with Naomi and I got upset with you, I asked Beatrice Okpaika to listen in on our conversation, but I guess Melissa was not bold enough to do that. She instead put the lie on Beatrice Okpaika's head that Beatrice Okpaika was secretly eavesdropping on them, but the Lolo, who also sat there on her live video saying the things that she doesn't know, could have also contacted Beatrice Okpaika to ask her why she did it, if she did it, but rather she, Lolo, brought it online to paint that woman black and then ended up embarrassing herself in the process. And this same Lolo also sat there and said that she doesn't say what she's not sure of.
Stay away from me, eh? Stay away from me! Because my matter no good for body, eh? It's not good for body, and you know it. Stay away from me. Day your day, I did my day. I know they talk with him, my eye no see. I know they talk with him, I no show off.
Well, so far, Lolo has said a bunch of things that she is not sure of. Anyway, let's quickly listen to Melissa's voice saying what ultimately vindicated Beatrice Okpaika.
She was already on YouTube when video. So it was while she was on YouTube, the comments started coming. Mama B heard it. Mama B said, this girl, they love. Mama B now called me.
You hear that? Mama B heard it because I'm there. I did there when he called. He said, Mama B, just stay. You know, say this woman, they lie nowadays. We don't know who to trust. Yo, now me and they talk. When he call, Ayala Lamit. He say, Mommy, wait.
Lolo say go bring the picture. I said, Lolo, if at this my age, you tell anybody. Say, Mama B was on the phone listening. If anybody tell you at this my age.
Do you hear that? Mama B was on the phone listening. That one resemble who dropped phone when they call the record. Mama B was on phone listening, which he called me to listening. You people get that? I hate when you lie on me.
So clearly, Melissa knew that Madam Beatrice Okpaika was listening to their conversation because she put her there. Melissa had Beatrice Okpaika on the line and told her to listen to her conversation with Lolo. Melissa even gave Madam Beatrice Okpaika the permission to record their conversation. So why was Melissa and Lolo trying to put the whole lie on Beatrice Okpaika's head? For me, that shows that Melissa is a coward that is afraid to stand her ground and own up to her own actions. Now let's listen to another thing that Melissa said that proved Lolo wrong. You guys remember Lolo said she and Melissa never had any issues, right?
Oh, woman,
Naomi said, Lolo said, please don't tell her. I said, that is when they should have known Naomi was doing gossiping or Naomi was lying.
Don't tell her.
To say, Lolo did this immediately because me and Lolo were still friends. I said, Lolo, you know that people were coming to my inbox.
To show you, they were still friends. After they not come be friends, they can't stay away. Because the like come tomorrow, we are on not to stay away. Go. Superman, Superwoman, not stay away.
So as you just heard, at a point in time, Lolo and Melissa stopped being friends. So why was Lolo always deceiving her fans, telling them that there was never a time that she and Melissa ever had issues? Then why did Melissa keep blocking Lolo? Another thing Lolo is fond of doing is exaggerating matters out of proportion. So in the next clip you're going to listen to, Lolo was telling her viewers that Naomi refused to come forward for a dialogue when she was invited to do so.
When Melissa now say, okay, fine, Lolo, I've listened to you. Let us call somebody now say, let's do conference call. Go and call Okirio. Okirio, come and defend yourself. Let's call Bianca. Let's call Faith. Let all of us be in the phone call. And let's say who go to gossip each other first. Who brought the talk first on the table? Okirio run, he no agree. At the end of the day, Okirio went and carried her sisters and go and call Melissa. They were begging. I beg. Now I'm a boy bio. Now so na character na sickness be that. Come and talk. And that's when I lay. You no go talk. You no go talk. You no go talk. I'm a boy. He talk too much. They went and be begging. And she cannot come and do live video.
What Lolo did here in this video can actually damage anyone's image, which is so bad. So Lolo was saying that Naomi ran away when she was called for a dialogue, but Lolo did not tell her fans that she herself rejected every plea for a dialogue before this case even went public. Lolo did not tell her viewers that everyone begged her to give Naomi a listening ear. Melissa begged Lolo. Lolo refused. Beatrice Okpaika begged Lolo. Lolo also refused. Even Lolo's very own godmother in Austria begged her to be open to a dialogue, but Lolo shut them all off, and that is why Melissa also got angry with Lolo. And all that time, Naomi was very ready to talk and explain herself, but Lolo never told her viewers all of this, which is the manipulation that everyone is linking Lolo to. So it was after Lolo changed her mind and accepted to have a dialogue with Naomi that Naomi later said that she had moved on and was no longer interested in that conversation. So instead of Lolo to just be honest with her viewers and tell them exactly how everything happened, she rather sat there trying her best to paint Naomi black.
Now, Kirio, when I see so, we do no for live video. We do no like hippopotamus. Go zoom in your ugly face and that camera. Back. Even the day where I see her for live video, I be like, now I say, Lord, you don't come again. How you go do friend with this one? It be like elephant. That's why it be joko for ground. Now let they see him face. If he come at you, wear balloon gun. No, see in tight body, you know, be that one way they use camera till they slim fit. No, Nah, potato the slim fit everywhere. Go trim your hand, trim your leg, trim your waist, trim your belly. You can't stand like this. Then is your kojo kodo can't day like this. No, you want no look and life and see and life and direct. Get one video wait for almost show again that day. Now very go to no more bieka. Oh nye no more bieka. Oh kutu. Mioni va so teme agbata to welile. Everybody I say, oh, I don't die. Yeah, move teme baba. If you dey see her for face, you go to say your man agbono. Okay, no. La. Egbawu. And that's so you get bad character. Unimo oh weird. In character they smell. Bad character. Ya zage yawa. Oh 221 masquerade. Obioko. Popotamus.
This person you just listened to is supposed to be a motivational speaker who helps women in distress, but here she is body shaming a fellow woman. I really feel Lolo needs to cover her face in shame for this public display of misconduct. And Lolo might also actually consider changing her niche from helping women in distress to something like putting women in distress, because it looks like she's doing a better job at that. And also, in the entire speech that Lolo gave, she could not mention any offense that Naomi committed that led to this amount of insult. But instead, Lolo said that Naomi was trying to steal her fans and customers from her.
And I saw her mission that time was to grab my fans and take my customer. That was her plans. So I just didn't fall for it. I just ignore it. That's why I just get out.
You guys, this sounds like pure jealousy to me. Like, no one can deny the fact that Naomi's brand and Naomi's platforms are doing way better than Lolo. So for Lolo to sit there and say that Naomi was trying to steal her fans and followers just signifies that Lolo might have been intimidated by Naomi's online presence and growth. So ever since this issue broke out over a year ago about Naomi audio and all of that, Naomi has remained focused on her mission on social media. She has never mentioned Lolo's name either directly or indirectly, but Naomi's platform has grown exponentially even without Lolo being involved. But Lolo, on the other hand, has refused to free that woman. Lolo is constantly finding a way to drag Naomi into any incoming saga she's having with any other person, and that just shows how insecure Lolo is, because this particular saga between Lolo and Kate that led Lolo to start insulting Naomi like this has little or nothing to do with Naomi. Now, talking about Kate, Lolo also confessed that she had been secretly recording Faith's telephone conversations when Faith was gossiping Kate to Lolo. Remember that Kate and Faith have been friends for over 2 decades.
Faith, I am sorry that I record you again. When time comes, I will play it. I am sorry. I did again. Because my reputation means the whole world to me. I do. And you know, Faith, it's because of you I have taken this bullshit to this time. Because the way you love me, that is how I love you too. The way you appreciate me, that is how I appreciate you too.
This woman, there is no love and there is no appreciation here. The only reason Lolo continued being friends with Faith is because of the information Lolo was getting from Faith about Kate. So this whole time, Lolo was just after her own personal gain and not caring about the repercussion that her actions could have on Faith's image, because right now, everyone sees Faith as a betrayer and Lolo was just using Faith the entire time. I know you guys might be wondering why or how I came to this conclusion. Well, if you've been watching Lolo for some time now, you'd know that Lolo never ever plays with anyone that is friends with her enemy, which is Lolo's #1 principle, and we all know that Faith is Kate's best friend, but Lolo continued to be friends with Faith. Now let's listen to a previous speech that Lolo held about never ever making friends with anyone who is friends with your enemy.
So the topic is people who make friends with your enemy. My little advice about that is just stay away from them no matter what they say. They mostly say, I cannot make enmity because of you and this and that and that. Please stay away from people like that. People like that, they don't belong to nowhere. All they do is just carry from here to here, carry from here to here. And if you notice them very well, you don't know nothing about them. Those people, make sure You don't go close to them. They only bring gossip to you. They only bring other people's talk to you.
So is that how Faith was bringing Kate's gossip to Lolo? I mean, is that how Faith was bringing Kate's talk to Lolo? Like, was Lolo talking out of experience? Let's listen further.
So those people, you have to be careful. For me, stay away from them. They don't want calling friend. No matter how you think you have wisdom, I don't think you should waste it on people like that. You don't need to. Because a friend to my enemy is my enemy. A friend to an enemy is an enemy. It's an enemy. Don't gamble yourself around them. At the end of the day, you have a sad story to tell.
Wow, so if we had to go by Lolo's sermon, that would mean that Faith is Lolo's enemy and Lolo is not practicing what she's preaching to her viewers. Anyway, where are we now in all of this? So the current situation now is that this whole revelation of Faith allegedly gossiping Kate to Lolo has now dented the friendship between Kate and Faith. And as for Beatrice Okpaika, after she played all those audio recordings exonerating herself, people were then able to get the truth of the story that these people had only lied against her to cover their own shortcomings. So when Lolo came live on Facebook and did a video, everyone expected that she was going to at least address the issue and maybe even try to explain to her viewers how she came about that lie against Beatrice Okpaika, but lo and behold, Lolo did not even say anything about it. Instead, she covered it all up by showcasing the wristwatch and handbag that Melissa just bought her, and that alone just goes a long way to show that Lolo lacks accountability and respect towards her viewers. Anyway, I don't think anyone can deny the fact that Beatrice Okpaika has sent both Lolo and Melissa packing and they have entered house. Remember that Lolo initially warned Beatrice Okpaika saying that my matter no good for body, but right now Lolo doesn't even have enough balls to talk directly to Beatrice Okpaika. Instead, she throws indirect shade at her. So yeah, she told her viewers that she was no longer going to respond, she was no longer going to do saga, but she is still doing saga, just that she might not really have the full courage to do saga fully the way she was doing with ODL Kate or her former best friend Monica Ambrose. And although people within Lolo's camp have tried their usual gimmicks to bully Beatrice Okpaika into silence by releasing pictures of her husband, grandkids and other relatives, but Okpaika has stood firmly against their tactics, overcoming them mercilessly. Now the question is, what is the way forward? Now, from my observations, I strongly believe that the reason Lolo is falling out with almost everyone she has once been friends with is because Lolo has a distorted idea about what friendship is supposed to be. I said it at the beginning of this video that when Lolo has a friend, she feels like she owns that friend, like that friend belongs to her, like that friend is her property that shouldn't be shared with another person. So the moment she sees that friend mingling with another person, something inside of her sends her the signal that she is about to lose that friend, and that is usually the genesis of the problems that she has always had with most of her old friends.
Shakabondo is somebody. Don't let her know your friend, though. Don't let Shakabondo know your friend. She will take your friend away from you. She will take your friend away from you. She will. Just like a hippopotamus. Once you introduce your friend to them, they will take your friend away from you. That is their job. They will take away your friend from you. They will turn it automatically to their own.
Madam, there is nothing like anyone taking your friend away from you. Well, not unless you're in nursery school, but as adults and independent beings, people have the freedom to explore the world and have as many friends as they feel compatible with. It is only low self-esteem that would make anyone feel like their friend is going to stop being their friends just because they met another friend. In other words, if you are confident about who you are as an individual and what you bring to that friendship, nothing can shake you. even if your friend makes 100 new friends every single day, you'd still be so secure about your friendship and you'd know that nothing can shake your friendship. So a friend is not a husband or a wife that someone is going to come and snatch away from you. Well, I have never heard anything like a friend snatcher. We know about husband snatchers and wife snatchers, but friend snatchers don't exist, because friends are not anybody's property. Nevertheless, Lolo is just who she is and she has her own personality that should be respected. So to avoid stories that touch the heart, it would be advisable for Lolo to find someone who is like-minded and who shares the same principles about friendship with her. Otherwise, she will continue to have friends today and make enemies with them tomorrow. And I guess you guys already know that Lolo has fallen out with almost everyone that she used to be friends with, including both goddaughters that she once had and was once proud of. They are now out of her life. ODL Kate is out of her life, Beatrice Okpaika is out of her life, Naomi is out of her life, all those other proxy accounts, Nelly Black and all of those other people, they have left her to herself. So indeed, one can really say that something is wrong somewhere. And the only person she's still clinging to at the moment is Melissa, which I'm going to do a video about next. So if you guys can't wait to watch that video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel without forgetting to turn on the bell icon so that you get notified once that video goes up. So if you like this video and you found it insightful, please also make sure to give it a thumbs up. But if you get to watch it on Facebook, do not hesitate to like and follow my page, and I will catch you on my next one.